Alright, to start making the shield, the basic things you're going to need is some cardboard boxes. I'd say at least get 2 of them. Ones that are big enough to make one solid sheet of your shield, and you're going to be cutting that into 4 individual pieces. You're also going to be needing some 1/2-inch camping pad. You can also have the open-celled foam. That is that foam stuff that feels like a couch cushion. It's really squishy. You can get those at craft stores. Also, pencils so you can draw out your shield. Utility knife so you can cut the cardboard, because it's a lot easier to do with this than it is with a pair of scissors. Some 1/2-inch pipe insulation and some 1-inch pipe insulation. And some duct tape. AmCard regulation says not to use duct tape, and instead to cover the shield with cloth. And you're also going to need something to use as your arm straps. I like using the 1-inch cord car straps, with the small buckles, unless you really want to have those huge ones for your straps. To get started, cut your boxes in half. You can also use the display boards that you used back in high school for science experiments. That'll give you one bigger solid piece. You'll need about 2 of those, because those are probably about maybe a 1/4 inch thick. So once you have your cardboard boxes or your display boards, draw out what your shield is going to be. On the first one, just draw it out. It's a lot easier to do if you have one of those yardsticks, so you can get your straight lines. And when you cut one side of the shield, take that piece you're not going to be using, flip it over, and use it as your guide for the other side, so that both sides are the same. And for the cardboard ones, as I said, cut about 4 of these. Use your first cut as the copy for the other 3. And you're also going to be needing some spray adhesive. Now once you have all 4 pieces of your cardboard cut out, you want to take the spray adhesive and spray each piece of the cardboard. Now it's okay if you have the bends in them. You just want to make sure that you lie them down so that they're obviously laying flat onto your shield. And spray adhesive, now you just spray it on there. Now the can does say to wait until it gets tacky, but because you're using cardboard, well, pretty much anything I use the spray adhesive on, I just put the next piece on when it's still wet, because if you wait for it to be tacky and you put the next piece on, it might stick too much and you might not be able to move it if you put it in the wrong spot. Now once you have all your pieces sprayed together, give it a couple minutes for it to dry, because you're then going to be taking your camping pad and putting 2 layers of this on the top of your shield. Okay, now once you have all your cardboard all stuck together, you then want to use this to trace out your foam. With the camping pad, you're going to need 2 of these. Now if your foam isn't wide enough for your shield, like you're doing the maximum size for the shield, 2 feet wide, you can either do a 1/2 cut of the foam. You can probably also use Ava foam or EVA foam. You can get those at hardware stores. If you ask them for EVA foam, they'll have no idea what you're talking about. It's that big tile foam that looks like it has puzzle pieces on the side of it that you use to lay over your concrete floor, and they snap together. It's usually over in flooring. And once you have these cut out, now figure out where you're going to be putting your straps. So pretty much just take your arm, stick it wherever you're going to be putting the strap at, and mark where you're going to be putting the strap on your forearm and where your hand is going to be. Now if you goofed like I did and you stick it in the wrong spot, it's okay if you make it a little bigger. And on top of that, you can loosen up the hand so that you can adjust, you know, how far in it goes if somebody else wants to use it. And then with the straps, you just start lacing it through one of the holes and bring it around through the other one. Put your arm down, put the strap into the buckle, take it to however tight you want it to be, and then leave yourself some access just in case somebody else wants to use it and they have a different sized arm than you do. And once you have your straps on, flip it over, and then you're going to spray adhesive your foam pads to your cardboard. Alright, now once you've gotten your 1-inch cushion onto your hardcore base of your shield, you now need to put on your cushion edge on your shield. Now the reason why I use pipe insulation on the edge instead of fun noodle is, one, because it already comes with a straight split down the side of it, and two, on your 90-degree corners it comes with pipe insulation for those. Now for your corners, they are split on the wrong side unless your shield is going like this. So just go ahead and take out that little plastic stuff that's on the inside of it and stick the pieces together, and then cut your seam on the inside of the pipe insulation, and just stick that on the edge of your shield and just tape it down with duct tape. And you're going to do the same thing with the rest of this. You know, just take the pipe insulation, stick it on the edge of what you already have on, tape that down, put it more on the shield, tape it down again, put more on, tape it down until you have the whole thing covered with your pipe insulation. And once you have the 1/2-inch pipe insulation on, then do your 1-inch pipe insulation. Okay, now when you have pieces that are joining together, like you've got your pieces for your corners, and you've got the other pieces going around your shield, at that joint, you want to tape across it and along that, because you don't want to have your foam separating anywhere on your shield. Now, if you're doing what I am and you're using duct tape to color your shield because either your group says you can use duct tape, or you don't play with the group and your friends really don't care, do your edges first. And if you want them to be nice and neat, when you notice that your duct tape is starting to have to bend or crease in on itself, slice it, and then take those slices and just fold them over. That will keep you from having a whole bunch of nasty folded over junk that's all hanging off on your shield. And once you've got the edges done, then do your base. Now the main thing that I like about doing my shields out of duct tape is you can actually put designs on it. Like you can see here, that shield that I made for a friend is the Hyrule shield from The Legend of Zelda. And to put the designs on your shield, you can also do this with the ones you've covered in cloth, but you'd have to paint those. With the duct tape ones, you can also paint the design on it. Of course, you can do it with your colored duct tape. What I suggest is first drawing the design out on your shield with a mechanical pencil or something you can just kind of like make light lines on your tape with, because if you use pens or markers, you're going to have to cut that line off perfectly or else it's going to be on your shield. If you have the multicolored designs going, draw the design out first and then put the color in that spot and draw that design out on that color again, you know, just so you know where it's at on the original one. And then just score the tape. You don't have to cut all the way through because you're going to start going through the foam padding that's on the shield. and then you can just take that tape off that you don't need. Be careful when you're doing that, because you can accidentally take off the background tape. And once you get it all covered with all your tape or your paint, take some clear packing tape and go over the entire design. That way it won't rub off or start, the tape won't start coming off and the paint won't start flaking. And that's pretty much all of it, and you've got your shield.